Hi everybody, welcome back to a new video. I'll explain more here in just a minute. Yes, my love. Hi. Sir?
My helmet.
Mama had to take your helmet off. Why? Were you done riding? Okay. You wanna watch? Come here. I'm draining the oil out of the bike. Just drain pan right here. I'm putting the oil in it. He's got his camera going. Say hi. Say hi.
No.
Okay. He's being camera shy. Alright, well we're gonna let this drain and I'll explain to you what we're doing. Come here, look. Come here, walk closer. See yourself?
No.
That's Coda.
No.
Say hi.
No.
As you can see, we got the bike in the garage, facing the other direction. And I got more light on this side. Right now I'm draining the oil. I'm gonna pull this floorboard off. I'm pulling the exhaust, which that means I have to pull this bag off at least, which is going to be a pain in the booty because that's where the air compressor's at. So, but we'll just do a little explaining. We are doing the cam and the oil pump and all that good stuff while we have it down for the winter. We're pretty much done with all the toy runs. Christmas was yesterday. I got all the stuff on order. I got some of it already, like the tools and spacers and the bearing and stuff. Already got all that. Just waiting on the cam, the gasket, and my tuner and the push rods. So still have to find some bolt cutters. So like I said, this ain't gonna be a one-day video. It's gonna be over the next probably few weeks. So just today will be tear down. Like I said, I'm draining the oil. I'll come back and update you when I get the bags off and the exhaust. So we made progress. We got the floorboard off, the bags, and working on getting the exhaust off of this side on the back, which I have my air pump for my air ride sitting here, and it's a pain in the butt. I'll let you watch. On those pipes I had swapped out, those Shark Road things, they didn't have a stud, so they had to put a bolt in there. In order to hold that, you have to make this guy. It's a number 13 with the sides ground down, so it slides underneath in that little pocket to hold the bolt, so you can put the lock nut on top. That's a pain in the booty. I wish I could redesign that, but whatever. I guess if I had a welder, I could weld the nuts. O2 sensors. Don't forget them. I'll be right back. So you do have to pull the heat shields off. I didn't remember that. You're not gonna be able to see me get this other one. Well, you might be able to. I'll show you where it's at. Exhaust. Take it off. There we go. The air cleaner.
Yeah.
What are you darkening the camera for? You being funny? You being funny? Turn on the body. You sleeping?
No.
You're yawning a lot. Oh, okay. You were just breathing? Okay. I thought you were yawning. I'm sorry. And alright. We have made progress. As you can see, we got the exhaust off, the cam chest cover off, got the tensioner off, which it does have a little bit of wear on it right there. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll probably replace that. And we got the push rod tubes, the top part off, so we can pick that up, and I'm gonna take a pair of bolt cutters and snip that off. I have to find a pair of bolt cutters, and really just waiting on parts now. I wanted to get at least a head start, so when we do get our parts, it's gonna be a nice, pretty quick install. So we'll come back in a few days, and when we get all the parts in, we'll start putting this out together. Back out in the garage tonight, I figured I'd go ahead and I'm still waiting on the camshaft to show up, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the push rods. The old ones, that is. We're gonna snip them out. Every single video I saw that recommended taking the push rods out, use bolt cutters. Do not use like a grinder or a death wheel or anything, because it puts all those metal shavings down in the motor. So first I'm gonna start off, put it in 6th gear until you can turn the wheel, and then get the cylinders on the right lobe of the camshaft, and then we'll cut them out. Okay, so what you want to do is get one of these cylinders on the base circle of the camshaft, so you can look at either one, and whenever both the camshafts, or whenever both of the push rods move up and down at the same time, that is on overlap. That means you'll cut the opposite cylinder. So I'm going to get this one on overlap, and then we'll cut this one out. See how they're both moving? It's hard to see that, but they're both moving, which that means they're on overlap. So we're going to pull this up, and then pull that one up. So with this one being on overlap, this one has the least tension on it, so we're going to cut these out. Here are our bolt cutters here. No turning back now. Alright. There's your 1/2 of the cut push rod. I'll stick these down here so I don't have to guess on how they go back together. There's the other portion. I'm going to cut the other one. Make sure you buy some really sharp bolt cutters. I just got these things. They're off Amazon. They were really sharp and they work really good. And then you can get this front cylinder on overlap. You can stick your hands in there, or your fingers in there, and feel the lifters. Alright, there we are, just like that. Now we cut the back out. Now you'll have O-rings in your tappet covers, and you'll have some O-rings stuck up in here, usually with glue. So take some carburetor cleaner after you get them out. If I can get one out. Get like a little hook, little pry tool or something, and pull them out. So, and that's how you cut the push rods out of a Milwaukee 8 107. we'll try to pull this, these two pulleys off. Alright, now on Amazon, or you can go to Harley and get this special little tool that locks the I've seen guys using power tools to take these apart and put them back together, but wouldn't recommend it. No Loctite. That's odd. And everybody says if you can keep them together, it helps. So there's our cam and crankshaft gears. Get a nice clean paper towel. Put them on. If I got enough time, I'd like to pull the cam plate out of this thing. Alright. This washer is behind the sprocket for the cam. I don't know what spacer this is. Usually it's a 120. But you'll need spacers. You get these from Harley. There's the part number. There's an assortment of spacers, and you have to measure this when you go back together to make sure you get the right spacer on there. I think this is a 120. So, yeah, it looks like a 120. But I watched a guy on YouTube, and he's done a lot of these, and he said most of them take a 130 when going back with the S&S cam. So yeah, we'll try to get this cam plate out real quick. All right, in this part you'll want a 3/16 Allen. Just go ahead and go around and back out all of the. If you're reusing the oil pump, take all these four out too. But if you're replacing the oil pump and everything like we are, just take out the perimeter bolts and pull the whole thing out. And so now you should be able to just pull this guy out. That's what everybody says. There we go. We'll leave the camshaft in there for right now. And there we go. That is one 107 stock cam plate and oil pump. So yeah, we'll set that in our drain pan and let it drip, because that is no good to us anymore, because we are kicking it out the door. And when we go back with assembly, I'll get a better angle of all this for you guys. So I guess I could do that now. Somebody said that those tappets will kind of hold themselves up in there for a minute until I can or not. That's our old one right there. I could pull the gear out tonight, but I'm gonna wait till I have some more free time. So that's probably it for tonight, guys. We will catch back up hopefully, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Or I know you're not really going to be able to see this whole process because the tool's going to be in the way, but I'm going to film it anyway. This is the bearing removal tool. Pop that in there like that. You want to slide your tool on there like that. Then you got your screws. You can probably Get away with 2. So that's what we're gonna do. And then it'll come with a big washer. That goes first. Then the big nut, like that. The little rod that goes all the way to the back, like that. You want to hold the shaft with a 9/16, and then turn the big nut with something. You'll hear it pop. That means it's pulling out. There it goes. You feel it pop. And pull it all the way to the back. And take your little thumb screws out. Just be careful not to drop your tool on your work surface, because it will fall out. Thumb screws out. And there's the bearing. Right there. Give me a second and I'll show it to you. And there's your old janky bearing. Yeah. Got that out. Amazon for like, no, eBay for like 60 bucks. That's so much better than $300 for one use. So we got our bearing out. This is the old nasty bearing that everybody says to take out. You can see it's got spaces in between there on the inside. The new bearing, but anyway, the new bearing is that's a SNS, a needle bearing. The insides, each bearing won't have a little space in between, and it's a little more better quality. This one feels okay, but everybody says to replace it, so we are replacing it. So I don't think there's, and that surface in there feels good. Nothing's marred up or anything. We got all of our old parts out, as you saw. We got to cut the old push rods out. We're not keeping the tubes. I'm keeping the tubes together so I know how they go back together, because I know I got to build the other ones when they get here. So yeah, I know I got to keep this spring, that spring right there. I know I got to keep that, I believe. So just keeping those together for reference. We'll spend the next couple days cleaning everything up. We're gonna pull all the old O-rings. There's some inside the case here, and once we get done with all that, we get all of our parts in, we'll come back and we'll start putting this beast back together. I'm kind of excited about this one. I'd like to get a thread chaser and clean out these holes so I can make sure everything goes back together top notch. So yeah, guys, we'll be back in a few days. Thanks for watching. Alright, everybody, welcome back. Had a quick minute between naps of babies, so we got some parts in. We're gonna put them in. I got the cam and everything that's over there. Still waiting on the oil plate and the oil pump, so I'm gonna put in the new bearing for right now. Goes in that hole right back there. Everything cleaned out, ready to go. I'll let you guys watch me press it in. Alright, so as you can see, I got the bearing on the inside of the press tool. We'll hold it up like this, and then we'll set our thumb screws. One there, and one over here. Make sure they're ran up all the way. Here's thumb screws, they don't have to be torqued down tight. Now we'll run the tool up until we get to the where the bearing actually mates at. All right, turn it till you feel it stop. I'm not going to be able to film it, but you gotta look up in here, make sure it's lined up right. I have to lay on the floor for this one. Alright, and it is lined up with the hole. You gotta look kind of from the bottom. And we're gonna take and press it in. This press tool, it has a stop on it, so it can only go so far. There we go. There until it stops. And then just take the tool out. Like that. And we're going to hold our fingers up in here on that little adapter. Pull it out. This is the adapter that was trying to fall off. You don't want that to fall off and hit your camshaft. But yeah, that's all you need that tool for. The bearing remover and installer. It's like the best 50 bucks I ever spent. It's not marked like install and remove like the $300 tool is, but if you screenshot it how I did it here, these 4 holes here are just for the thumb screws storage. So 50 bucks versus 300 and something dollars for one bearing. So yeah, we'll save that for if anybody ever needs one. I'll show you the bearing all up inside there. Come back. All right. So I got the O-rings out of your tappet covers right there, and if you see up there, I got them out of there. What you want to do is take a rag with some carburetor cleaner and get that old like yellow glue looking stuff out so it seals properly. It's in all 4 holes. So we'll take a rag with some carburetor cleaner. Alright. See, we got the old O-rings out of the tappet covers. There's the O-rings here. And we got the old O-rings out of there. Cleaned all the old yellow stuff out. It looks real good. That was looking really good. I'll share with you how I did those upper holes, which is a pain to get your fingers up in there and get all the way into the little corners. The bearing installer tool, the removal part, has this rod that comes with it. What I did, had a clean paper towel, of course, wrapped it on the top of it like this, put carburetor cleaner right there, and then just slid it into the lifter hole, like where the push rod would go, pushed it up there, and then just went around in circles nice and gently while keeping that moist with carburetor cleaner. Now, it only lasts for a couple times until it wears a hole in it, but you can just take it off and move to a new clean spot. Try again. That took me 5 minutes, and carburetor cleaner, of course. So, but you want all that old yellow factory glue stuff out of there, because whenever you put the new ones up in there, you want it to seal. You don't want this thing leaking as soon as you get it back together. That would be a nightmare. So, well, I guess a nightmare, but it'd be a pain in the butt. So, now we're just gonna wait on my oil plate. I got the cam. I'm not gonna put it in yet until I get the cam, or the oil plate and the oil pump, so. Hopefully it'll be later today. Might be able to work on it tonight some, so. If I do, I'll be back. If I'm not, I'll be back as quick as I can. Alright, I figured I'd show you guys how to do these the tubes, since I just learned how to do them. You get them to come together like this. You want to just pull the black part off, set it to the side. Slide the collar down, and then that washer down. Put this collar back on there, like that. Your stock spring from your old tube goes on next. That little metal flat washer goes on. And then the medium-sized little washer. There's a bigger one and a fat one. You'll tell the difference. They have awesome instructions too, so you'll slide that all the way on the tube, and then take the black portion with the flared end. Will go on like that, and then when you stick them in the bike, you'll slide this up to the end of the head, and then put the little nice collar on there, this little guy, so it'll look like that when it's all back together. So yeah, like I said, I went ahead and put mine together since I'm waiting on the oil plate and everything. The washers, like I said, you'll tell the difference. They're these bigger size, about the size of a quarter. They're kind of thin, and there's real fat ones. You go at the top. There's four of those, and then four that go on the tubes. All right. Quick update. I got the oil pump, the new one, and the camshaft set in there. I'll come back when I got the plate on. I got the O-ring behind the bottom thing. There's an O-ring that goes right there. I'll come back in a few minutes. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry this is not a very super detailed video. I will link a very awesome video, or several videos, down in the description if you want a in-depth, like step-by-step of doing a swap on one of these bikes. My video is not one of those videos, so I'll show you what I got done so far. Alright, so I think last I showed you I had the oil pump in there. I got the cam set in there, and right now you have to take the chain off and put the sprockets back on and put a feeler gauge, put a straight edge across this side. You have to put a straight edge here and over to here, and make sure that these are within like 9 thousandths of each other, which I did that, and it is. So you have to buy these spacers I showed you right there. It comes with a stock. It comes with a 120 spacer behind the cam sprocket, which is this guy. And I watched just several videos. I watched one really good one of a guy. He said that every time he does this, he puts a 130. That's what I put, was a 130. So it lined up perfect. So now we're going to take these sprockets back off, put the chain on, torque these to where they need to be, and then we're going to put our tensioner on, and then I might slide the tappets down in there. Yeah, so I'll set you guys on the tripod so you can actually watch. Alright, as you can see, I got the 130 spacer behind the sprocket, and that's where we'll stick our chain and everything back. Here's where your red Loctite comes in. Alright, this is where you want to tighten your sprocket bolts to 15 foot-pounds, loosen them, and then tighten them back up. 34 on the top, 24 foot-pounds on the bottom. 34 and 24. Okay, 34. Loosen it. Take it down to 24. About there. Put that off. That on. Okay. Torqued. Now we put our tensioner on. So this plate and oil pump and tensioner came out of a 2022 107 that had 0 miles on it. They literally at the dealership took this stuff out and put SNS stuff. So this has 0 miles. This will get blue Loctite. You can start the bottom one in and then use it as like a fulcrum to push it up to tighten the chain. When the bike builds oil pressure the first time, this tensioner is fed from oil pressure, so it'll actually tighten that chain even more. Alright, so now we're going to figure out a way to get my tappets back down in there. I'm not going to film all this stuff. I'll fill you in when I get more done. Alright, I'm going to give you one last little bit of instruction tonight before I call it a night. I'm doing the push rod tubes with the adjustable SNS push rods. These were chrome, I swapped them to black. I did the back one so far. I'll show you how to do this front one. When you get your tube all assembled, slide it in there. Put your push rod in there. This center section here will slide all the way down. Don't drop this lock nut right here. Down inside there, you'll have to take it out and start over. Then you want to take and turn this shaft, unscrew it until it touches the lifter in here, and the lifter up, or the lifter in here, and the rocker arm up here. Once there's no play, then you'll take 2 wrenches. Like I said, there'll be other detailed videos I'll link for you. You can kind of see that little hash mark I made right there. You have to turn it 4 times until you see that mark come around 4 times, or 24 flats. If you have a ratcheting wrench, it makes it a lot easier, but turn it 4 times. Well, let's see. Go around till I see the flat again. Alright, that's 1. Two. 3. 4. Alright, then you'll take and run this locking that all the way back up. Kind of hold your tubes out of the way, but it's kind of hard. Alright, continue holding this 1/4 inch. And you kind of got to be a Spider-Man here. Hold the top one. I wish that tube would get out of the way a little better. Alright, and then you want to tighten your lock nut. So we're going to take and turn it. Make sure that's snug. And after you tighten this up, you gotta wait 20 minutes before you stop and do another lifter, because that's got to bleed down. You see how tight that is? You can't turn it. This one here, I can turn that So that one's been bled. That one took about 25 minutes. This one will probably take 20 minutes. If you soak your lifters in oil, they'll go a lot faster. But I'm gonna wait to snap all these in until they're done. So this is really the only part of this whole job that's making me nervous with this S&S push rods. I will say that they're super nice, super good quality, but it's just nerve-wracking making sure everything is clearance right and everything. So the chest was fine. It's got timing marks. You can't really screw that up. So we're gonna let this bleed down till tomorrow. And we'll come back out here tomorrow sometime, hopefully tomorrow in the daylight. So I can put this side on, we'll put oil in it, we'll put the throttle body on. Hopefully my air cleaner will be here. I have a new like high flow air filter coming, and really just have to fight with the exhaust. I hate doing the exhaust on these things. So yeah, we will see y'all tomorrow. That is it for tonight. And alright everybody, welcome back to the video. It is a new day, and as you can see, we got the cam cover on. We got it all buttoned up except for the air filter, which is right there, and the heat shields, and then I gotta put the slip-ons on. And yeah, so she's not totally buttoned up, but it's close enough for today. Or that was as far as we made it yesterday. I did fire it up for the first time last night, and oh my god, this thing is stupid loud. It sounds amazing. So I'll put a little clip of that in here. First start, I don't have the exhaust on it. I don't have the slip-ons on because I'm putting the rear tire. But this is just the first start. But yeah, as you can see, that thing is loud now. So today we're going to work on buttoning it up the rest of the way, and we're going to put an air filter on. Let me go unbox it for you guys. Yeah, you guys can watch. Oh yes. You got a little bag of hardware, your breather studs for your crankcase fumes, 2 of those, and then the whole other setup there with the rain sock. Nice. We'll work on this, and I'll come back in a little bit.